I want to go home. Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. I just want to remind you that you are enough, you are perfect, and you are beautiful just as you are. Today is Workout Wednesday, obviously. And I am going to upload a workout video for you later, but I did also want to make this video because this is something that has really helped me on my weight loss journey. It's still helping me on my weight loss journey. I've lost about 20 pounds now, and a lot of you have been asking me because I posted this picture. On my Instagram, and I think it was also a thumbnail for one of my videos. And you were all asking me, like, what did you do? How did you lose all the weight? I'm gonna tell you. Intermittent fasting. If you don't know what that is, I do have a video on it that you can watch. I will put it in the cards. But it's basically just a habit of eating. You go through periods where you fast, which is when you don't eat, and then you go through periods when you eat, which is when you're fed. And instead of eating like 6 meals a day or 3 meals a day over the course of the entire day, you pick a feeding window and you only eat within that feeding window. So that can be 8 hours, that can be 4 hours, that can just be 1 hour, depending on what works best for you and what works best for your lifestyle and your weight loss goals. That's what you would use to determine what feeding window you would want to do. So there are a few different options. There's the lean gains method, which I'm going to be talking about in this video, and there's also the warrior diet and 1 meal a day. This video is going to be specifically about the lean gains method, which I personally use, and I'm going to give you some of my tips that helped me when I first started out. I hope that these tips will be helpful for you. If you're interested in trying intermittent fasting but you don't know where to start, I got you. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you hit the bell so you always get notified when I upload a new video. Let's jump in. So the lean gains method for intermittent fasting is when you fast for 16 hours and then you eat for 8 hours. So 16 hours of fasting, 8 hours of eating. You can eat as many meals as you want during those 8 hours. Just like don't go crazy. Like don't eat 10,000 calories in 8 hours. Like that's not healthy. What I do lean gains on the weekends. So during the day, during the week, Monday through Friday, I do a different method. But during the weekends, I do the lean gains method. And what I like to do is I eat from 12 to 8 o'clock, which is a pretty standard sort of time frame for this method. That's what I'm hearing from other people. But you can have your feeding time at any point. You can do 7 to 3, you can do 3 to 11, whatever works best for you and your lifestyle, that is what you should do. I just picked 12 to 8 because during the weekends I don't really do a whole lot, so I don't need a really set structure of when I should eat, so I'm just like, okay, 12 to 8, really general, it is. I can do that. So my first tip for starting this method is to start slow. Personally, I did not do this. Okay, when I first heard about intermittent fasting, I went from eating 6 meals a day to, fasting for 16 hours. And it was really, really hard for me because my body wasn't used to it. Like once I woke up in the morning, my body was used to eating. Once 12 o'clock hit, my body was used to eating, and snacking in between those meals. When I was intermittent fasting, that wasn't happening. I didn't eat until 12 o'clock. So from the time I woke up at 6 o'clock to 12, I was starving because I just it was like an automatic switch. And my body was not happy about it. My body was very upset with me, which I totally understand. So I really encourage you to not do that. What I recommend doing is just pushing your breakfast back further and further and further. So say you wake up at 6 and you eat breakfast at 6:30. Instead of eating your breakfast at 6:30, push it back to 7:30. And then the next week, push it back to 8:30, and then 9:30, and then 10:30, and then 11:30, and then eventually you will be at 12. But it will have been a gradual change that your body would have been able to get used to, and you won't end up just completely changing and your body like going into shock. My second tip is to break your fast, meaning eat after you have done your workout. So the big thing with intermittent fasting is that it's great for burning body fat, because since you aren't giving your body any calories or energy, it has to take from the energy that it already has, or the stored glucose that it already has, because you're not giving it new glucose to use. And most of that will come from fat cells, which is what you want to lose when you're trying to lose weight. You want to target those fat cells. Intermittent fasting does a really good job of this because it lowers your insulin levels are already low, and when your insulin levels are low, that's when you can lose fat. It's a lot of science behind it, and I talk about it a lot more in my video, but I'll also link some other videos down below for you to check out as well. But yes, I recommend that you break your fast after you work out, because at that point you have burned the maximum amount of calories that you possibly can. You've done your workout, you've burned those calories, and now your body is ready for food. So I recommend, what I like to do is break my fast after my workout. My third tip is to drink lots and lots and lots of water. Okay, there are so many people who are really into like coffee or tea or BCAAs and stuff like that, or protein powder and stuff like that. Some of those things can actually break your fast. So if you wake up every morning and you have a cup of coffee, a lot of people say that coffee is fine, even though it has calories. Coffee is fine, but if you load it up with like sugar and cream and stuff like that, it will break your fast. I'm not going to get into the details of what you can and cannot eat in this video, just because it's a lot. But if you want me to do a video on things that could break your fast, I will do that. But personally, what I like to do is drink water, because it's safe. Water has no calories. You don't have to worry about, oh, is water gonna break my fast? No, it has no calories. You ain't gotta worry about it. So I recommend drinking water. I do not recommend doing a dry fast. I don't recommend it, because when you fast, your stomach is empty, but also you aren't tasting anything. So the sensation that you feel when you're hungry is from your stomach being empty and nothing coming through your mouth. So your taste buds aren't being stimulated. When you drink water, you eliminate at least one of those factors, because drinking water will fill your stomach. It has no calories, but drinking water will fill your stomach, which will help you feel less hungry. And that is so important when you're first starting out with this lifestyle, because you're gonna feel hungry. So drinking water will help with that, and I really recommend you drink a lot of water. I drink about, I want to say 100 ounces of water a day, because that's just what works for me. That's what makes me feel good. Also, drinking water will give you energy. So win-win. Yeah. My fourth tip is to keep yourself busy. A lot of the times when we are hungry or we snack on things, it's because we're bored. We're bored, or we're doing something that we would rather not be doing, and our mind tricks us into thinking that we need to eat something, when in actuality we're just bored or we're thirsty. Water, yeah. So keeping yourself busy, keeping your mind stimulated, keeping your body moving will help you feel less hungry. Number one, because you're not thinking about food, and number two, because you have something else to occupy your mind. So on the weekends, when it's so easy for me to get bored, I'll go work out, I'll film a YouTube video, I'll upload a video, I'll be on, YouTube, commenting on other people's videos. I'll go on Facebook, I'll go on Instagram, I'll do something productive maybe, you never know. I'll go out on a date with my boyfriend. Keep yourself busy and keep yourself away from the fridge. My fifth and final tip for getting started with intermittent fasting is to have a set plan. If you wake up in the morning and you don't have a set plan, it makes it that much easier for you to, number one, binge, or number two, just give up and say, screw it, I'm gonna go have some oatmeal. I always like to plan out what I'm going to eat when I break my fast, so I have something to look forward to, but also I don't go rummaging through my cabinet to find, a bag of Cheetos. So setting that intention, like, okay, I'm gonna get up in the morning, 7 o'clock, go for a run. I'm gonna come back, film a YouTube video, edit that video, put it up. 12 o'clock, it's time for me to eat. I'm gonna have grilled chicken, vegetables, and then a cookie after. And then, at this time, I'll have this. And at this time, I'll have this. Having a set plan will make it so much easier for you to stick with this, because you know the food is coming, you know exactly what you're eating, and you don't have to worry about it. And if you are a meal prepper, you can totally meal prep with this method as well. It might even make it easier to meal prep because you won't have to prep so much food because you aren't eating as much food. Well guys, that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it was helpful. I am going to be doing 2 more videos on OMAD, which is 1 meal a day, and the Warrior Diet. Those will be coming probably next week. And if you have any other questions about intermittent fasting or things you want to ask me about what I specifically eat, if you guys want me to film what I eat and show you, I will do that. Just let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for supporting me. If you like it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you hit the bell so you always get notified when I upload a video. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. If you did not see my last video on intermittent fasting, I will go ahead and link it here. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and click on my face or click the big red button that's below this video. Bye guys.